Now, of course, in the last century, China's economy has transformed from one dependent on farming to one that thrives on industry, trade and technology. Here's a look at some of those major changes.
Before the concept of GDP was introduced in 1934, customs revenue was a key parameter to measure a nation's economic strength. Back in 1921, China's customs revenue stood at no more than 100 million silver dollars. That number slowly climbed and quadrupled 10 years later. As Western nations industrialized in the 19th century, China remained largely an agrarian economy, putting it at a disadvantage globally. The Japanese invasion and an ensuing civil war devastated China's economy. 3 years after the founding of the People's Republic, the nation's GDP stood at only 68 billion yuan. It wasn't until 1978 that real changes began to take place, when China started economic reforms and opened up to the outside. In 1986, the GDP surpassed 1 trillion yuan. In year 2000, China overtook Italy as the 6th largest economy in the world, only slightly behind France. But the GDP was still only 1/10 of that of the United States, the world's largest. 1 year later, China joined the World Trade Organization and has since integrated itself further with the world. In 2010, it overtook Japan to become the world's 2nd largest economy. China's economy is not only large in size, but also resilient. Last year, despite the pandemic, China was the only major economy to register a positive growth. And its GDP per capita reached over 10,000 US dollars, more than 600 times the nominal value in 1952. And the OECD predicts this year, China will contribute 1/3 of world economic growth. And it's expected to make even more progress when the world recovers from the pandemic.